Welcome to the Business Spotlight. Today, I'm joined by Danny Mullis of Mullis Garage Doors. Danny, thanks for being here.
Glad to be here. Thank you, Josh.
And I think we should start by telling the audience a little bit about how we met. So this is about almost a year ago. I'm in Lowe's, and the bank.
We're using Home Depot.
Home Depot. Okay, yeah, Home Depot. So I'm in Home Depot, and no, I was at Lowe's.
I was at Home Depot.
Okay. Either way,
Yeah.
I had to go there because I had a contractor buying equipment for this studio.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let the contractor make the purchase with the card remote. So I had to go in person, pay with the card. And that's how we met. I was frustrated.
Pro desk. Yes.
Yeah.
Pro desk.
Pro desk.
I was getting motors. I was buying motors, and you were standing there talking to Cindy at the pro desk.
Yeah.
And Cindy's the one I usually helps me. And then I got talking to you about something about marketing.
I was just talking about how the bank was, aggravating me and whatnot. And somehow you asked, what did I do? And I said, marketing. And you started telling me about your marketing woes. I said,
Yeah.
I think I got your card or you got mine. And then I snapped a picture of your truck on my way out. I was late. So I called you the next day.
You called me, and then here we are.
Yeah. It's amazing how it works.
Yeah.
Well, what was cool is that I took that picture and I emailed it to myself. So then the next day I get to work and I see that email and I look you up and I was pretty impressed. Mullis Garage Doors, over 2,000 5-star reviews. That's incredibly impressive.
Yeah,
Hard to do.
That's hard. That's very hard. It's very hard to do. I can't still believe I did it.
I don't want to jinx it or anything, but you're in an industry where you would think you're gonna run across some people that just are impossible to please, but somehow you've got pretty much a perfect rating.
I have. The Lord's blessed me. I can't. Like I said, it's the Lord, because I cannot do that by myself. It's, just imagine how hard it is these days in time to go to that many people's houses and not make one person mad.
Exactly.
It's very hard. It's very hard. So, like I said, the Lord's blessing me because that is hard to do.
Right. So I want to go back to a little bit of your story and just hear how all this got started. As I understand it, right out of high school, you went to work for one of the big companies and then spent about 10, 15 years doing that. Then 1998, was it? You started your own company?
Started my own company.
So tell us about that. Like, what got you to the place where you were like, I'm going to start my business?
It was just, I've always wanted to start. I always wanted to be my own boss and to have freedom. And I was just scared to do it. And like I said, I was watching a pod, like an infomercial or something last night, late on at night about a garage door company, and I've been wanting to do it. And it was a smaller company, it was on TV. I'm like, I can do that. We can go in business for ourselves. And I went and talked to my wife about it, and she was laying in bed watching TV. And I said, I want to go in business myself. Would you back me? And she was a nurse. My ex-wife was a nurse at that time, and she said, yeah. When you get big enough, I can quit my job and, I'll help you. And then we wrote, and that's all I needed to hear. So I went the next day and told the company that I worked for that I wanted to put a 2-week notice in. So I want to start my own business. And they told me it was a conflict of interest. I need to go ahead and name. So I went ahead and got my truck cleaned up. I went ahead and got my father-in-law, because we had a company truck. So we got my father-in-law to pick me up, and took me and got me a new truck at 10 Monroe Dodge, and then got me a rack, started putting on it. Got my tools at Lowe's. Well, actually, it was Lowe's at it back then. It was Lowe's. Okay. It was Lowe's back then. But now it's all Home Depot. Now it's all Home Depot. It's all Home Depot.
Brought to you by Home Depot. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But down the road, we'll get a sponsorship.
Yeah, it's all Home Depot. So I got started, and I was hanging doors, and by the end of the week, and so it was, it was an easier transition than I thought it was, but I didn't think I was scary. It was real scary to go in business for yourself.
Super scary. If you go from having that somewhat steady paycheck, or even if you work on some kind of commission or anything, you've got some kind of base or some kind of reasonable salary expectation. Yeah. And then the next day, it's like, I eat what I kill.
Yeah, and I did. And it's like I said, I didn't need but two. I only needed 2 jobs. I figured I only need 2 jobs a week to make what I was making salary. Then I was $450. I was $450 a week back then. Yeah, it was $450 a week, and that was over 20. What was that? What was that? That's been 20. It's 28 years for myself now.
Yeah,
it's my 28th year for myself and 45th year for overall.
28 years.
28 years for myself. Yeah.
Wow.
And then I've been also on comment, and I can see myself dwelling now, Definitely, but I loved. I love working love working on garage doors.
Yeah.
Love helping people.
So you're still doing that. You're still out in the field. You're still putting up hanging doors yourself.
I've slowed down way down. My son will tell you I'm slowed way down.
Yeah.
But no, he does most of that. And I do. I now I manage more stuff. I go around and check all the jobs more. Back then, it was me and him doing more of that. But now he does more service calls. I manage it. My other guys, I go around and check my jobs and go with them and do more of the managing stuff and I do some service calls if they're simple. My shoulders, both my shoulders, I need surgery on both my shoulders right now. They need, honestly, this is not as bad as this one. This one, you gotta take this one to pick this one up. And when it gets about right here, it starts to hurt. So it just won't work anymore. And I was there the other day trying to help Drew. My son put up a top section in the door. It's heavy, and it was 18x8, and he needs some help. And I couldn't get this on. It was like this. I couldn't get this on to go up. It was bad. It was bad. So I know I'm limited, way limited. I need surgery. I'm scared to have surgery. I've never had surgery in my life, and don't want to have it. I'm just dealing with the pain, and I don't like to take ibuprofen, so I just deal with the pain. I got me a shoulder thing already at home that I haven't used yet. That's going to try to fix them. I'll try to help them a little bit, but I do not want to have surgery. I'm scared of it. But yeah, I do some things, but most of it is more running this business.
You're working, working on the business instead of working in the business most of the time?
Yeah.
And that's what you're supposed to do, so that's good. But you can still get out there if you have to.
Oh yeah, I can do something. Yeah, I can do some things. You're right. And then have you ever heard of that? There's a saying, does your business run you or do you run your business? Right. My business runs me. Well, I'm telling you right now, my business runs me. There's no time for me.
Sir. I understand.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And who I heard that from?
Who?
Grant Cardone.
Uh-huh.
Grant, it's on Facebook. Grant. So is his name Grant Cardone?
Yeah.
Yeah. He like that. He's got so much money, so much business. Hey, does your business run you? Yeah, my business runs me.
That's his business now. Is just telling other people how to run the business.
Yes.
That'd be a cool way to go out. He's had a successful career, so
he has, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But you're still, to be here 28 years later, I think you guys have got a presence in 28 different cities. I think if I remember it on the website, reviews all over the state. So go back to those early years. How did you get this to the point where you're at now today? Like, what was it like in those early years?
In those early years, I started with just me. Started just me in the truck. Yep. And then I got to where I needed a little bit of help. So my wife went out and got her own, quit her job and started working with me. Okay. And then we grew. Did you put her to work? She hanging the doors? She was doing the simple stuff, putting the bolts and nuts and hand me stuff and laying out the stuff like that. So the hinges and handles and all that. And she was doing stuff like that she could do, and she was helping. And then it got so busy where I needed to get a guy to start helping me, so I can pick doors up and stuff like that, because I was doing that myself. Yeah. It's a real physical job. Oh yeah, it's a physical job. That's where my shoulders are going. My shoulders are terrible. So it's a physical job, and you're always lifting over your head. And you're always working on over your head. Mm-hmm. So, once I grew that business from 1 truck to 5 trucks and 5 employees. Mm-hmm. And then that was from 1998 until 08 and 09, when the economy got bad. And I had, like I said, the Lord blessed us the whole way. When we started with our business, I had I had a lot of contractors all over Concord. I had in Concord, Kannapolis, all over around there. I had a lot of contractors, and I had a lot of service calls. We had a lot of business. The Lord blessed us, and He did. And then 09 and 08 just killed it. We didn't have contractors. Didn't have jobs. Some of them had to go. I remember some of them had to go to Home Depot and Lowe's to get a job, because they were tradesmen. So they hired them because they knew what they were doing about stuff like that, about building a house. They knew how to do it, so they knew everything about it. So they got jobs doing that, because they couldn't borrow money. They couldn't. The houses that they had already, they lost it. Yeah. It was bad. So I had all my contractors gone. I had 5 Yellow Page ads on Google, not Google, 5 Yellow Page ads. And I didn't know how good I was doing with 5 Yellow Page ads, but I had it going on. It was doing pretty good. And we were getting really well known. But it was called, my business was Mullis Garage Doors Service Inc. Mm-hmm. Now it's Mullis Garage Doors, LLC. I had to change it a little bit because back in 08 and 09, I had to go through, I was married for 25 years and I went through a small bankruptcy and a divorce at the same time, And some of that was communication and some of that was money and just falling apart and working too much and the divorce, fell out of touch with each other. And communication is key to a marriage. I'm telling you right now, I learned that the hard way. Communication is key. So I went through that and we went through the divorce and the bankruptcy. And then I went to chapter 13. I had to pay every single bit of it back. Not every single bit of it back.
A good portion.
For how many years they told me I had to pay it back every month.
Right.
And but some people didn't get paid 25% of their dollar. I'm thinking because of that. Because like some door companies didn't get paid. So that I hate that, but they make you pay it back. But I don't think everybody gets paid back everything they're supposed to get paid back. But I had to do that for
you had to go through that, and that's unfortunate. But then you were able to restart it a couple years later, right?
Well, yeah. When the economy, I mean, what saved me is I had stickers. I had orange stickers, the fluorescent stickers that we put in the middle of our door, and I come up with that years ago. Not knowing this was going to happen, it was going to happen, but just for somebody to find me. And it's in the middle of the door, and you walk out there, that's the first thing you see is and I still today, I go to doors and I see them. I go to people's houses, call me back, and I see them with stickers still on the door. Yeah. And that kept me eating, because I didn't have, it was not Google. I didn't have Google. I didn't have nothing like that. And then when 08 and it hit in 2015, and this is exactly how this happened. I was stroked. I was really stroked. I didn't have a customer called me. I done put a motor up for him. He wanted me to come service the motor I put up 2 or 3 years ago. And when I got to his house, I asked him about his advertisement. I said, he was a massage therapist. And he said, I got a friend not a friend, I got a family member that put me on Google, and he monitors it for $25 a month, and he keeps me on top. And I didn't know nothing about it, but I knew I had to get on Google. Because I didn't have no business, no advertisement, no nothing. And he said, I'll call him and ask him to help you or see if he can help you. And this guy didn't even he just did it for his family member. He was a non-profit organization, but he knew what he's doing with computers. Yeah. And to this day, he's a good friend. But he called me and he gave me a domain name for $42. I remember it, $42. And that was the domain I got now. And then he gave me for $25 a month. He monitored. He sent me a postcard to my house, to where I was living in Concord, and said when his phone starts ringing, start getting good reviews and you'll go straight to the top.
And that's where the whole review thing started.
That's where it come from. And as soon as he said that, I got a phone call 2 days later, and in that phone call, I got a service call. Yeah. And I went to the house and I got a good review. I got a 5-star review, and it started from there. I looked back 4 years later and I got 1,125-star reviews on Google. Yeah. And that's how that's happened. A postcard from Google's. I never knew what Google was because I was on, like I said, Yellow Page ads. Yeah. And you don't know how good you're doing with a Yellow Page ad, but Google. And see, I was doing good, but nobody knew it. Nobody knew that. But Google, everybody knows. Yeah. You can tell everybody if you're doing good. Yeah. And then when it started coming back in 2016, the economy started coming back. I got on Google and I started getting calls and they told me to get good reviews. And once I started getting those reviews, see, the people that the first time go around from 2009, 8, 9 to 2016, they didn't, I was gone. So nobody, all that was gone again. I had to build it back up again because I was building it the first time, but everything got ripped out from under me. I just didn't have Google. Nobody could tell you, but the Yellow Page ads was expensive and it could speak for itself because I had 5 of them. So that tells you right now I'm going pretty good. I couldn't afford to pay for it. Yeah. So what I'm hearing is Google because of that.
You were down and out a little bit, and then you turned to marketing. Yeah. Invested a little bit of money into your website. And it turned your whole business around. Yeah. Shameless plug. Yeah. Group sponsored by WiT Group. All right, guys. So anyway, but all right, so you got everything going again, and that's where the reviews started. And I imagine
when you sent me a post,
I imagine that many reviews, it's one of those kind of positive feedback mechanisms where the more reviews you got, the more you probably ranked and for different services and higher up on the page, and then that gave you more opportunities to get more jobs and then get more reviews. Yeah. So you did what we're always preaching to all of our clients, which is do a good job, ask for a review.
Yeah.
Other people will then see those reviews and see on search engines, and now it's, even extends to AI and all that.
Well, he just said, Dan, when you get your first card, he said, and you get that phone to ring, and he said, you go out and get some good reviews, and Google will bring you to the top. That's what he said. It's the exact words. And that's all. And I look back and tell you the honest truth, Josh. For 1 year, I paid them $25. They're really, really good people. And I paid them $25. And then after that whole year was gone, I didn't hear from. He didn't send me a bill. I couldn't get him on the phone. I couldn't get a hold of him. I even went to their businesses, and they wasn't never there when I went out there, and I could never get a hold of him. He never charged me for a whole year and a half. And I finally got a hold of him, and he said, Dan, he said, I haven't been doing anything. He said, your reviews, I don't even look at this no more. He said, your reviews is keeping you on top. He said, I'm not doing anything to charge you for it.
Yeah.
He said, and then I said, well, I've got to pay you for this. You've helped me tremendously. I mean, for this. And I didn't know anything about Google, but I knew I liked it. I knew that my phone was ringing and it kept ringing. And you getting all these reviews, and I had so much work. I was giving the guys you see right now on Google on some guys under me, they're my smaller guys, not big companies, but smaller guys. I was giving them work because I couldn't keep up because I had so many reviews and I to this day, if I can't get to something, I'm giving it to them. I got 2 or 3 buddies that do this work and I'm going to give it to them. I'm not going to give it away.
You got a pretty good relationship with a lot of the other competitors, the local guys, right?
Oh yeah, really, really, really. I'm not going to take nothing away from them. I'm not going to try to beat them out. If I know they're doing it, I'm going to give it to them.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not that way. No, I'm not one. Any of these guys, any of them around here. There's a few of them. There's 5 or 6 of them. Even the ones that work for me. If they got a service call, I'm going to, if they get a service call, I'm going to give them the parts to help them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hinder them. To me, I just need my fair share, and the Lord bless us to. I'm not going to. I want everybody to have work. I want everybody to have jobs. I want everybody to have work. So I'm not taking nothing away from nobody. Definitely. Never.
So it seems, just from looking from the outside in, it's not so much you versus the other local guys. It seems to be pretty clearly it's the national big companies versus the local companies.
That's right.
Tell us about that. Just break that down for us a little bit.
I mean, the bigger guys, there's bigger companies out there. They got more over here. They had to charge more. I just try to keep my prices down for people. And some things to keep my prices down, so and they have to do, they have to charge more because I know they got 10 trucks. I got, 2 trucks, 3 trucks. So they got 10 trucks. They got more over here. They got to charge more. But some jobs you go to, it's crazy more. It's high. Real high. It's so high that people's running people off. It's so high.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving money on the table that I never left on the table like this. Which when I'm saying, I just got a job the other day that I could have made $5,000 more.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't need it. I don't need $5,000 more. I don't need to make that much money on that job. But people that I'm getting these jobs from are trying to make that kind of money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is only a 3 or 4 hour job, Flo. You could do 2 of them in a day. Why you got prices so high that you can't get a job? I want to work. I want to feed my family. That means to get a job. That means I don't got to be a millionaire. I'm not going to be a millionaire. I don't have to get rich over one job. I want to spread this out and make it last, over the long haul.
Yeah.
And have work and do a good job to where when I do the good job, 5 years down the road, if spring breaks, they call me back. They don't call somebody else they call me back. Mm-hmm. And that's where the stickers will go in their door too, where they call you back. And that's what I'm going to do. I want to do good work and have people call me back and keep the prices low to where they do call you back.
So where do you think that comes from? Is that like an experienced technician that's quoting that, or is that more like a salesperson that's quoting those really high quotes?
I think it's more when you say, did you say technician first? What did you say first? What did you say?
Yeah, or just like for you, the folks that are quoting these jobs at your business, I assume, know how to hang a door themselves. But I assume some of those big companies, it's all done over the phone, and they're going off a rate card, and they're trying to sell high, make commissions.
They do that, and when they're also having, some bigger companies are having their technicians. They call it upsell. Mm-hmm. They call it upsell, and I don't do that. I don't upsell. If you got a spring broke on a door, something like that, you want to go there and check stuff out. But most of the time you don't have to change the center bearings and the end bearings and the rollers and the hinges. But I'm finding out I'm having calls. I mean, not just a few. I mean, I've having a pretty good bit of calls in the last 4 or 5 months of people. Some of these people have these companies at their house, and then they'll say, this one guy in particular, he's like, this man is wanting to charge me $1,400 something to change my rollers and to change my spring. He said, sir, what can you do that for? And I said, sir, you're looking at the spring changes that's $395, $375, and your rollers are $100. And I said, I can do that for $475, right at $500 of tax. He ran them people off. I mean, he told me on the phone, he said, I'm running these people off. He said, I said, sir, I don't know what you want to do, but he called me back 2 days later, and I got that job. But that don't cost nothing like that. I mean, it shouldn't be $1,500.
Right, and not because you're undercutting and just trying to beat their price.
I'm just trying to be fair.
That's egregious.
You gotta be fair. You gotta be fair.
Yeah.
You gotta be fair. People, you look on Google, you can see Google will say garage door service calls typically run from $150 to $350 to set, $400, not $1,200 to $2,000, and it's a service call. And you see on Google, they can the homeowners can Google that and see what they're supposed to be paying.
Right.
Oh, he's paying $1,200, $1,500.
I mean, they wouldn't be so big and they wouldn't be so successful and be where they're at today, pay for all the advertising that they pay for if they at least weren't closing some of those deals. So you think the homeowner just kind of says, sure, they don't know about it, or they get pressured into it?
I have seen that. I have seen that happen to where some homeowners. I had one homeowner, and she said, what do you do this for and this for? And I said, and she didn't want to tell me that she had them do it and got taken. And at first, she didn't want to tell me. She was asking me what I'd do it for. And then I said, sir, ma'am, I could do this for this and this and this. And she said, oh my God, we should have called you. And then before she said, we should have called you. So I said, oh no, you don't have it done. She said, yeah. She said, we got taken. She said it was like $1,500. I said, oh my God. And people's doing it. I don't know why, but bigger companies are doing that, and they don't have to do that. And it's happened since COVID. It wasn't happening before COVID. Mm-hmm. It's happened since COVID. And I mean, I just want to help people fix your garage doors and help and make a living and have more work in the future. And if you do a good job, they're going to call you back. Yeah. And if you got fair prices, they're going to call you back.
That's really the big job. The reputation matters so much in this industry. There's a couple industries like garage doors and locksmiths where you may have access to somebody's house for a while you're working on that. And that's a big deal to let somebody come into your house, even if it's a garage door. They're in your house working, painters, same thing. There's lots of industries that do that, but in particular, you need to be able to trust the folks that you're working with.
It's going to be true. Yeah.
I don't think the first step to doing that is upcharging them 300-400% on the job,
Like if they're doing understand.
To me, if they're doing stuff like that, then where else are they cutting corners? Maybe not trustworthy. So I think a lot of people appreciate working with the vouched for local business. We talk about reviews a lot, but man, I can tell you the Facebook dads groups on Facebook or even Reddit or any of those sites you go to, if you're looking for a recommendation on garage doors, there will be 100 dads, especially. I'm sure there's women that do it too, but I'm in the dads group, so I know that. But man, I'll see every day there's somebody saying, do anybody know a good garage door company? Now I tag you. But I've got, depending on where they're at, I've got a couple buddies of mine that do this in other areas, and I'll try to tag them, but before I even get there, they've already been tagged 4 times.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really, that wouldn't happen if there wasn't a real need for it.
Yeah.
And I think the advertising might, it helped you in a way, but also I think it gets in the way because you have the real big, huge national guys. I'm not going to name names, but those guys have got lots of money, lots of oomph.
Yes.
Lots of strength behind all the stuff they're doing. But if you start looking at the reviews, they're not great. So not all of them, but most of them, they're down there like the high 3s or low 4s on their average. And so if you start kind of picking through that, you can see like, they charged me too much. They didn't show up on time. They didn't, there was an issue and they weren't accountable to solve the issue. Right. So you see that a lot, I think, with the big national companies.
Yeah. And communication is really key.
Yeah.
I tell my son, honestly, every morning when you go to service calls, if you're running late, you got to call before it's time you're supposed to be there. You don't call 10 minutes after you're supposed to be there. You don't make them mad. They're already mad about it. Right. You call 10 minutes before you're going to be there, or 15, 20 minutes before you're going to be there. And make sure and let them know that most 90% of people are going to say okay.
Yeah.
But if you don't call, they're not going to say okay. They're going to be mad. And that's I just try to instill in my son. When I'm retired and when I'm no longer here, do this. Make sure you do all this to keep running. Don't run something. Make sure to call people. You got to. You got to let them down. You got to.
So that's the plan for the future, right? That's that eventually you're going to hand the business over to your son.
Yeah, he wants it now. I'm sure he wants it now. But yeah, I'm drilling myself down to he asked me the other day, I said, you're going to get this business? He said, really, Dad, you sure? I said, yeah, you're going to get this business. He knows he's going to get this business, but he's like, I think he's been with me now for 8 years. And I told him, I said, you're going to get the business, and I got a daughter too. I'm going to make sure he takes care of my daughter, but he's going to have the business, and I just told him that you're not going to get this business without working, but I'm not going to just hand you a business. Yeah. You're going to show me you're going to be able to handle this business when I turn it over to you. And he has done that. He has done that for the last 8 or 9 years. He's worked his butt off, and I ain't had not one complaint of no homeowner, not one complaint. Those reviews, they're all coming from him. I mean, I got 1 or 2 on garage doors. Like I just got one yesterday for me and my guys doing garage doors. But most of the reviews are coming from him on search calls.
Okay.
And he's not got a bad review, and he's doing really good. I'm so proud of him. And I've had people call me. Women love my son. I've had women call me. He's so adorable. I shouldn't say everybody be cutting this. He's a better.
Married? Okay, we can.
No, I'm talking about older women. Yeah, I'm talking about older women.
They just like to talk to him. That's it.
Yeah, we got that. That's what I'm saying. But honestly, they just love. He's adorable. He's so adorable. He's just lovable. And then I was like, I'm so glad. I'm glad he's not going. I don't want him to be mean. He can't go and be hot-headed. You gotta be. Could be nice.
That's gonna work well for him, because I mean, look, obviously you've done well with the reviews and everything, so you're good with people.
Oh yeah,
it seems like he's a chip off the old block.
He is, and he's good. And I've even got him already. When we go to somebody's house, like it's an older person's house, and we know we don't have much money, and if we don't do much, I got it already instilled into the service call is $125, or if the service call is $100, whatever, I have him cut him half. And that'll go a long way. As a matter of fact, I just did it. Like 2 months ago, a lady, I gave her a job for $75, and we fixed her door. I didn't have 4 people in that same street. 4 of her neighbors called me wanting $75 service call, but if you add it up, I'm making money.
Yeah.
I'm not losing money. I'm helping people at the same time. Right. That's what I want to do. That's my whole objective, is to help people and make a living and help people. And that's what I want him to do. And if he gives them people, I mean, he ain't gonna kill him to give him off some money.
You gotta look out sometimes, right?
Yes, you got to, and it ain't gonna hurt you.
Because it's what is it to you versus what is it to them, right?
Yes,
that matters.
I mean, they might, if it's $100, they might not have their $100. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know whose people's situation. If it's older people, elderly people, and you're on a budget, I'm gonna help them. And that's what I want him to help them. And that's just what I do.
Nice. Well, you talked about, so your son's name is Drew, right? So Drew's running the service side.
Yeah, he runs service side.
And said that's just, I guess, people have like a broken spring or something they call in.
Broken springs, throttle motors, put bottom rubbers on them, new hinges, new rollers, bearings, stuff like that. And that he does that all day. And he's on salary, so basically, if the service call slows down some and selling doors picks up, then I'll have him help. Then he'll hang some doors too.
Yeah.
And I try to keep him on service.
That's cool that you kind of have that system.
He can do both. But I got him for service because I got my other guys that does windows.
Plus he's adorable.
Plus he's adorable. Yeah.
Nice. Well, let's just a real quick education for anybody that's watching. What would you tell if you could just talk to the homeowners? Like, what would you tell them about working with a garage door company? What should they be doing differently, or what should they know about the industry that they don't?
Well, okay, homeowners, and it's, I always tell a lot of homeowners, it's not to the garage door man's advantage to tell you to show you how to maintenance your door, because they don't get to come back as quick.
Mm-hmm.
But me, I'm different. I want to show you how to service your door and how to do this, because I'm gonna get more business to serve. You're gonna tell people about my business and tell, well, he showed, you know, he showed us how to oil the door and everything like that. I've had customers give me reviews about me showing them how to oil their door.
Yeah.
And what you should be doing, because yeah, I don't want to have to spend money as quick as I want you to come to my house and show me how to do it. If you come to my house and do a garage door, I want you to show me how to oil my door for me in person. So I want to help people too. I want them to know how to do it, because oiling a garage door is nothing basically but WD-40, and everything's metal if you think about it. But I want to show people that, because I want their business in the future too. When the spring breaks or when the motor goes bad, I want their business. And if I help you and tell them that, it's gonna go a long ways for me. It's gonna go a long ways for me if I help them. If I tell people that. If you don't tell them that, they're you know, it's just, to me, I found out in the long run, people like that.
Yeah.
And people will call you back, and you just gotta be nice to people and kind to people, and stuff like that. And that's where I instill in me and my son to be nice and to be kind and to help people.
Yeah. So pretty much, they need to maintain the doors more often.
They need to oil their doors at least twice a year.
Okay.
Like I tell people, at least every 4 or 5 months. The doors are all metal, so metal rollers, metal tracks, and then some rollers now are going to nutrient rollers, which you don't have to roll. They don't make as much noise, but you still have to oil them. And then the new ones, and they got ball bearings in them too. And then your hinges are metal. Your springs, they're wound up so tight. If they get dry, they'll pop and make popping noises, and they can break quicker. And your motor rail, going back and forth on the motor rail, it gets dry. I've seen it shear off the trolley travelers here, and just because the dry rail is so dry, it needs oil. And you talking about like a lot of that squeaking and squealing is coming from that motor rail. You need, so if you just take if you just take your garage door down, you take a can of WD-40 and spray your springs real good. Just don't touch them, spray them real good. That's what I tell everybody. Spray them real good. Spray your tracks from the top to bottom, and as you come down, spray your hinges, and spray your rollers, and then spray your motor rail. And that's all you can do for maintenance. And just spray all your bearings on the sides and in the middle. And then that's all the maintenance does, just work it up and down. And it's gonna work really good and quiet. About 4 or 5 months, it's gonna start screwing and squeaking again. Do the same process about twice a year. Okay, that's what it takes for service and for oil. And I try to tell people, and when I go, I let them see us do it, and I tell them what to do in the future, and it keeps us getting repeat business. I mean, and I just. Just gotta. They should know how to do it. People should tell them how to do that. They shouldn't keep it from how to maintenance a door, because it's very simple, really. It's just most people don't know about the WD-40. They don't. WD-40 will do wonders. WD-40 makes wonders. It does wonders. It'll clean the garage door.
Yeah. When we're brought to you by WD-40.
Yeah, when we're hanging garage doors and we get our dirty on our hands.
Mm-hmm.
We take a rag and take WD-40 spray on it, and it'll get all that dirt off the garage door, all that black stuff off the garage door. Okay, really quick. Better than anything. The WD-40 is good. It really is good.
It's like what was it? King of the Hill, where Hank had the WD-40 and they ran out, and then he had a backup WD-40 in his pocket or in his belt. No, that's what it was. The top was stuck, so he sprayed it with WD-40 with a little can of WD-40 to get that top unstuck.
Yes, it's no great. I went to a lady's house 3 or 4 years ago, and it was really bad. Her door was making lots of noise. Yeah. And me and my son, we just pulled out 2 cans of WD-40. He went on one side, I went on the other side, and she gave me a review. I mean, that door I couldn't believe how quiet it was, my WD-40. That's all we did. And she gave me a 1-page review, and she called us the door whispers. All we did was spray WD-40. That's all you do. That's all you need to do. But she's like, oh my God, I ain't never heard this. It's so quiet. And it's gonna come back. I bet you. I told her, I said, after 4 or 5 months, you're gonna still here. It's gonna get the same way it was. Just spray this WD-40. So I do. And then and it ain't just a service call. We service the whole door, but that was also like that service call for $100 was also like teach them how to do it too.
Right.
It's like, well, you ain't got to pay the $100 no more. Yeah. You ain't got to pay that no more. You just pay it one time, but I think if they have something else go wrong, they're going to call us, I think.
Right.
And not call somebody else.
And there's sometimes when you know how to do it, you just don't have time and you'd rather somebody else take care of it. But there's also a lot of value in like, well, if I need to do this myself, now I know how.
Yeah.
I think people are going to appreciate it.
Yeah, they will appreciate that, and they should. I think, it still go a long way. And I just want. I'm the type of person, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna go to your house and tell you that you got a motor that's broke, and it ain't broke.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be fixable, I'm gonna fix it. And then if it goes out 6 months later, then you're gonna call me to replace it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna fix it. I'm not gonna go to your house and say you need $1,000 motor and you don't need one. And because I don't want you coming to my house and telling me my air conditioner is going out or it's bad that you can't. All it needs is Freon.
Right.
And me pay $10,000 for an air conditioner when I could have paid for a can of Freon.
Right.
And that's my point.
Well, it's long-term thinking, not short-term thinking, right? It's really myopic to think, well, I'm just gonna, I can sell this single mom, or I can sell this busy homeowner guy that he just doesn't have the time to deal with this, and just tell him the garage door is broken and you need to replace it. But then really, they're not going to be happy in the long run, and they're going to figure out that they got had afterwards.
Yeah, I just think you got to be fair. You got to be fair to people, and like I said, I'm the type of person, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I don't want you to come to my house and tell me that some part of my door, if I call you the house, I got a appliance man that I met him. He reminds me so much of me. He comes to my house and he fixes what is wrong. He charges me $100, and I try to pay the man more. I'm like, Mr. Brown, my service cost $125 now. I said, yours ain't but $100. I said, you need to go up just a little bit. I'll give you $25 more. And he said, sir, I'm good. But he's just like me. He reminds me of me. He don't gouge people, and he don't try to make more money. He makes a living and gets some more business down the road. Because you know how many people I called? I done told a bunch of people about this man because he's trying to make a living and not trying to help gouge people. He's trying to help.
Old school mentality.
And I love when I find him. I even told him, I said, Mr. Brown, you sound just like me. I said, you're just like me. I said, you're trying to help people and you're not trying to gouge people. For $100, you come 45 minutes to my house. I mean, that's 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
That right there should have been worth more than $100. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I do the same thing. Yeah. But I'm saying, this day and time, if I'd have called other people, I guarantee you that service call would have been $2 to $250, not $100. That's my whole point.
I like it. That's what seems like that's the secret to your business is you take care of people and it's going to pay off in the long run. So I think that's why you've been around 28 years and you got thousands of 5-star reviews.
Yeah, it does.
Well, Danny, I appreciate you coming on the show and talking to us, telling us a little bit about your business. That was great. Thank you.
You're welcome. So welcome. No, I'm glad to do it.
Yep. And for those of you still watching, be sure to like, share, comment, all that good stuff. We'll see you next time.